Now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with the Game Boy Geek.
Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. Today we're going to be talking about links. No, not the chain links. We're going to be talking about links, like the animal links. We're talking about a card game here called Linko from Ravensburger, also known as a Bluxen with two X's in the European version. I'll talk to you about how that kind of came about on the overview on the other side. It's 2 to 5 players. It's a very interesting card game. I actually bought this after watching Ryan Metzler's review, and I'm really glad I did. Let's check it out. It's designed by Wolfgang Kramer and Michael Kiesling. And between the two of these guys, we've got some Spiel des Jahres winners here. These guys, between the two of them, they had designed El Grande and Tikal and Colosseum and Prince of Florence and Vikings. A lot of big name games to their names. Is this card game as good as some of those other games? Let's take a look. In Linko, we have this set up for 4 players. 1, 2, 3, 4. Each of them you get 13 cards dealt face down. You will then pull them up into your hand and keep them secret. There's also 6 open cards here. There's a draw deck, and there's a Linko card that helps you keep in front of whoever's turn it is to keep track of whose turn it is. In Linko, you're trying to score points by playing cards down. The game ends when someone has played their last card. Every card you've played is worth 1 point, regardless of the value, and every card that you have in your hand at the end of the game is minus 1 point. There are 8 of each value of card, and then there's 5 jokers, which are essentially wilds. Let's talk about how a turn works. Okay, we're into it about 1 round now, just to show you how it works. So this player had played cards. Now, when it's your turn, you're basically playing any number of cards. You can play as many as you want or as little as you want. But if you play more than one, they all have to be the same value. Since this is a joker wild, this person threw down 4 8s. This player has played 2 6s. This player has played 1 1. Let's say it's this player's turn. Now again, you're trying to get rid of all the cards in your hand to get the most points. And let's say this player plays 2 12s, because he has 2 12s. Now what happens is every time something's played is you go clockwise to see if you can steal or snatch anybody else's cards. What you do is you go around and you see, is there anybody else who the last set that they've played is exactly 2 cards? And is it less than 12? So this guy, his last thing he played was 4 8s. Well, that's 4 cards. I can't snatch that. This guy played 2 cards, and they're less than 12. So I can snatch them. Now, I have a choice. Do I want to snatch them and put them in my hand? I can take them right off here and put them right in my my hand, which is I'll be holding those secretly, because then next turn I'll be able to just throw those down as well too. Maybe I have some more 6s in my hand. If I did not want them, I could say, no, I don't want to steal them from you. And then the player who's getting snatched by has 2 choices. They can either pick them up and put them in his hand and then draw 2 cards because 2 of them were snatched. And when you draw cards, you take them from either the center or here. And if you do that, you take them one at a time and you don't refill. So maybe he says, I'll take a 13 and I'll take a joker. And then at the end of that, this would get refilled. Or he could take some off the top as well. Now, if he did not want to keep these for some reason, he could discard them and then again take 2 cards one at a time. This gets refilled afterwards. And we see this guy has 1 card that's not there. So that would be the end of this guy's turn. Now let's fast forward a little bit. Let's say we're a few more rounds into it, and we say it's this player's turn. And let's say he plays a single 4. Okay, so now we go around. Now look, some of these they start to build up. So this was 1 before. All you can steal is the ones that's the last one that he played. So 2 10s, well, no, I played 1 4, 2 10s doesn't match. This guy had 1 2 3 4 5 2s, and again, he has like a bunch of them layered. You can only take the top. And we come over here, the last guy played a single 2. So I have to, that card has to get snatched. Now, do I want that card? Let's just say I don't. This player maybe purposely played this 2 because he saw something out here that he wants. And by putting a single low card or a double low card down there, it's more likely that it's going to get snatched and get rid of, and he can try to draw something that he really wants out here. So let's say he says, nope, I really don't want that. I will discard this, and I will get to pick up 1 card because I discarded 1. Well, maybe he has only a couple cards in his hand left that are pretty much all 4s. And so he can just take this 1 card, this will get filled, and then next turn, boom, when it comes around to him, he can throw his last 2 cards down and be out. And then as soon as somebody reaches puts their last card out, it ends immediately. You would then count up all the cards regardless of the number that's on them. They're all worth 1 point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And he would subtract that by however many cards he still has in his hand. That's his total score. Whoever has the most is the winner. All right, well, there is Linko, also known as a Bluxin. So Linko, it's interesting because you look at the box, you look at the name Linko, and you see a cute little animal. And the first thing that you think of when you see this is mass market game. This can't be any good. It's got to be rubbish. You probably bought this at Walmart, right? I mean, Linko, it's got the rolls off the tongue. It's easy to say. Got a little cute animal. But then when you see what they've designed in Tikal and Prince of Florence and Colosseum and Vikings and El Grande, you know, there's a lot of good things that they designed. And so I gave this thing a shot after seeing Ryan Metzler's review. And I got to say, I love this card game. It is awesome. It's quick. It's 20 to 30 minutes long. You know, there's a lot of, for a little simple game where you're just playing a card or a few cards, that's all you're doing on your turn, there's a lot to think about. It's really cool. I really like it a lot. I highly recommend this game. Oh, about the Abluxin, the reason why it's called Linko, I guess, in America is Abluxin, the European, is if you take I think it was like the BLUCH, it's also known as, the Abluxin stands for like a cunning way to steal things, and the Blux part of that, I believe, the translation is a lynx. So that's why they went with the lynx animal, to turn the Linko. I think that's how the translation went. But anyway, awesome game. It definitely is best with 4. There is a new 2-player variant that recently came out that's not in the rules that came in the box. If you go to Board Game Geek, there's an official variant from Ravensburger. It's a lot better than the normal playing it just 2 players. And so this, you've got to give this a try. It's simple, it's fun. You got to figure out, you know, hey, do I want to throw down like a single 2 to hopefully have someone snatch it so that I can get the card I really need off the top? Or do I want to, you know, it's really cool. There's a lot of things to think about. And as the boards, people's things are changing as they're throwing things down, your strategy will change. So it looks simple. It is simple, yet it's got some depth there. It makes it a lot of fun. Linko, if you like card games, 30 minutes or less, you're going to check this one out. It's fantastic.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at DicetowerNetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.